Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital Tuesday, August 13 recap. Sonny plots fatal Ava prison attack. Kate baits the trap for mob boss. General Hospital, GH, spoilers recap for Tuesday, August 13, reveals that Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, couldn't get Jack Brennan, Charles Mazur, to confirm or deny that he made the FBI evidence against Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, vanish, but it was obvious he did. Brennan also acted like he was just a lowly demoted agent who didn't know the WSB's motives regarding the new Port Charles office. Anna inquired about Valentine Cassadine, James Patrick Stewart, presumably being in a cozy chalet somewhere. Brennan hinted about Anna being the one to tip Valentine off and asked whose side she was on before she stormed out. Once Scott Baldwin, Kin Schreiner, and Agent John Jagger Cates, Adam J. Harrington, team effort got Ava Jerome, Maura West, out on bail, they all wound up at the Metro Court to celebrate. Carly blew her top over Ava, coming in there acting like everything was fine after all the damage she'd done. Ava maintained that she wasn't to blame for Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Monsey, ordeal and wanted to collect her things from her room, but it was still a crime scene. Ava stuck around to have champagne with Scott and John anyway. Carly ultimately bickered with John about his Sonny Corinthos, Morris Bernard, vendetta and hinted about him using Ava as part of his agenda. In a moment alone with John, Ava gave him updates on Jason intimidating her and made a prediction about her life being in danger. John eventually revealed his plan to use Clement, Philip Cass, the pharmacist, as bait. The goal was to let Sonny seek revenge on Clement and arrest the mob boss for it. Though John said he'd make sure Clement stayed alive since he needed him to testify. When Brennan appeared nearby, John wasn't pleased to see him free. Brennan ended up treating Carly to another drink at the bar, where he once again flirted and charmed her. At the Quartermaine mansion, Tracy Quartermaine, Jane Elliott, had a tea party with Violet Finn, jovial love, which brought lessons on elegance and stories from Quartermaine family history. At GH, Blaze Eka Allison Allie Rogers, Jacqueline Grace Lopez, refused to leave since she loved Christina too much to abandon her. Christina insisted she had no more love to give right now, not after everything that had happened with the baby. Christina convinced Blaze that she had to follow her dreams and take this tour opportunity. The alternative could be resentment over Christina holding Blaze back, and Christina only wanted her happiness. Blaze finally relented and tried to talk about what would happen after the tour, but Christina suggested they shouldn't make promises since they couldn't predict the future. Christina agreed that they could check in with each other while Blaze was away and gave her a little kiss goodbye. Once Blaze walked out the door, Christina's brave face fell away as she cried. Later, Natalia Ramirez, Eva LaRue, was in the car with Blaze outside the airport. Although Natalia planned to join Blaze on the European leg of the tour, Blaze insisted that wasn't happening. Since Christina broke up with Blaze, now Blaze was breaking up with Natalia. Once Blaze fired Natalia and vowed to handle her career her way, she got out of the car and stomped off. Back in Christina's hospital room, she got a visit from Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaganos, and heard about her time in the cemetery. Christina vowed that Ava would pay and mentioned the photos from her suite again. Molly seemed uneasy as she examined Christina's aggressiveness in the pics, like she was realizing Christina may not truly be Ava's victim here. At Sonny's penthouse, Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, told Sonny about Ava, claiming someone else was behind the placebo swap, so Sonny ordered him to investigate what went down at the pharmacy. Once Sonny learned Ava was out on bail, he suggested that it made it easier to settle the score. However, Sonny knew he was being watched closely, so he couldn't make any immediate moves against Ava. Although Jason asked if Christina might take matters into her own hands, Sonny shut down the idea. After Anna arrived and warned Sonny not to go after Ava, he insisted he wouldn't harm a hair on her head and acted like his focus was on his kids. When Anna was gone, Sonny told Jason that they used the photos to put Ava in prison, where bad things happened. Sonny planned to concentrate on his other mysterious enemy for now, but he had big plans when it was time to retaliate against Ava. The last words Ava would ever hear were that this was for Christina and her baby. General Hospital spoilers say Sonny and Ava will get tangled up in more trouble soon, so stay tuned for all the alarming news that's looming. On Tuesday, August 13, Port Charles was steeped in tension as secrets and schemes began to unravel, drawing everyone deeper into a web of lies, betrayal, and danger. The day started at Sonny Corinthos' penthouse, where the mob boss brooded over his morning coffee. The weight of recent events hung heavy on his shoulders, his mind racing with the implications of Ava Girone's release from jail. He knew she was a liability, a loose end that needed to be tied up before she could do any more damage to his operation or his family. The previous night's events replayed in his mind, Ava, smug and defiant, walking out of Pentonville on bail. She had managed to weasel her way out of prison, but Sonny knew it was only a matter of time before she slipped up. The problem was, time was not on his side. Ava was unpredictable and had too much dirt on him. The only way to silence her permanently was to ensure she never made it back to court. Sonny's right-hand man, Jason Morgan, entered the room, his expression as grim as Sonny's thoughts. "We've got a problem," Jason said, cutting to the chase. Sonny looked up, his eyes narrowing. "Ava?" Jason nodded. "She's been talking. Word is, she's planning to make a deal with the feds." A cold fury washed over Sonny. Ava had always been a thorn in his side, but this was different. If she started cooperating with the authorities, she could bring down everything he'd built. It was time to take drastic measures. "She needs to be taken care of," Sonny said, his voice low and lethal, "before she can cause any more trouble." Jason knew what Sonny was implying, but he also knew it wouldn't be easy. Ava was slippery, and now that she was out on bail, she'd be watching her back. "I'll take care of it," Jason promised, though the uncertainty in his voice was hard to miss. As the two men strategized across town at the PCPD, Agent Cates was preparing his own trap. He had been hunting Sonny for years, and now, with Ava out on bail, he saw an opportunity to finally bring the mob boss down. Cates knew that Sonny wouldn't let Ava live if he thought she was a threat. All he had to do was dangle the bait and wait for Sonny to take it. Cates was nothing if not meticulous. He had been working behind the scenes, quietly gathering evidence, slowly building a case against Sonny. But he needed more than just circumstantial evidence. He needed something concrete, something that would tie Sonny directly to a crime. That's where Ava came in. Back at the Metro Court, Ava was enjoying a rare moment of freedom, though her nerves were frayed. She could feel the walls closing in, could sense the danger lurking around every corner. She knew Sonny would come after her. He always did. But she wasn't going to go down without a fight. She had plans of her own, and if she played her cards right, she might just come out on top. As she sipped her drink, she noticed a familiar figure approaching. It was Scott Baldwin, her lawyer and occasional confidant. "You look like you're waiting for the other shoe to drop," Scott observed as he took a seat beside her. Ava flashed a tight smile. "It always does in this town." Scott frowned, sensing her unease. "What's going on, Ava? You're out on bail, but you don't look too happy about it." Ava sighed, glancing around, as if expecting Sonny to materialize out of thin air. Sonny's not going to let me live, Scott. He's probably already planning my funeral. Scott leaned in closer, lowering his voice. Then you need to act fast. We need to make sure you've got enough leverage to keep him off your back. Ava considered his words, knowing he was right. She had a few cards left to play, but she had to be smart about it. I've got something on him, she admitted. Something big. But I need protection. Scott's eyes narrowed. What kind of protection? Witness protection, Ava said firmly. It's the only way I'm going to survive this. Scott nodded, already formulating a plan. I'll talk to the feds, but you need to be ready to give them everything you've got. As Scott left to make the necessary arrangements, Ava couldn't shake the feeling that time was running out. She knew she was walking a tightrope, and one wrong step could send her plummeting to her death. Meanwhile, at the docks, Jason met with one of Sonny's men, a seasoned hitman who had been with the Corinthos organization for years. The man was cold, calculating, and efficient, just the kind of person Jason needed for this job.